Hello again, everyone. This is Ethan Zindler with Bloomberg New Energy Finance, a division of Bloomberg focused on the energy markets. And my cavalcade of mayors continues here, these terrific interviews I've been able to conduct over the last hour or so. I'm joined now by Mayor Shend Ahmeti of Pristina, Kosovo. And it's a pleasure to have you here today. Tell me a little bit about why you're here, why these issues are relevant to Pristina.
First of all, it's great to be here in Paris. Obviously, 3 weeks after the attacks, all of the cities uniting behind the mayor and behind the city of Paris in this wake of tragedy. And I think we're gathered for a very important topic, and that is the climate change and what's going on with the UN meetings. And obviously, cities, we believe, are the leaders and are going to be the leaders in the future in this fight. Not just because we are closer to the citizens in terms of their problems and the quality of life and the quality of air that they're breathing, but we believe that cities are faster in their response. When you come to national governments, they're slower, they're hesitant, and you can see with these negotiations it's been taking forever to discuss these very important topics. So obviously it's the last minute to do something about it, because I think we're losing the battle and we don't leave it to the next generations like
Tell
this.
me a little bit about Pristina, the size of the city, but
yes.
and why these issues, particularly to your municipality, are important.
Pristina is the capital of the Republic of Kosovo, and Kosovo sits on the second largest reserve of coal in Europe. We are a city of about 350,000 people, and always in the discussion is now on how are we going to rely on energy in the future. And because we are sitting on the second largest reserve of coal, there is very huge pressure, not just on our city, but on our country, to build new capacities of energy, and because we've had very old power plants. And as we discuss with the national governments, there's always this question of where are we buying energy from, are we secure for the future, but at the same time, we are sitting on coal.
Right.
So this is the discussion. This is one of the reasons why I am here, and this is why I believe this discussion is important.
Given the coal reserves that you have, is there, how much excitement or interest is there to embrace, say, alternative sources of energy?
Well, there's always the question of within the country, there is always a civil society that fights for a cleaner environment, for not doing this. But then you also have outside interests of companies that are very interested in building new power plants, and they are supported by national governments of these countries. Therefore, it is very good that we don't keep the debate only within the country, because then in a small country like Kosovo, this debate is always lost, because you're facing huge corporations, you're facing very big countries that are trying to put these power plants on your soil. So we believe that it's very important that this is not bound by the borders of our country, that we discuss this further, so that we have the support of the international civil society, we have the support of other mayors who obviously all agree on this very same point, that we need to do something now in order to preserve the future.
And what kind of policies have you been able to put in place at the city level to support?
Well, we've been able to reduce energy consumption significantly by 20% by changing the district heating from oil to actually using the existing power plants to heat the water. We've done quite a lot on the public light system. We're doing quite a lot on the buildings and energy efficiency for buildings.
What do you do on the public light system? Swap out bulbs?
Yes, swap completely to LED lighting and actually make it smart technology, because most of them are on at all times. And in cities like ours, that is a huge energy bill that we are paying. So we are working on models with international financial institutions that we get ESCO models where we invest on the lights and then we pay money from the savings on the energy bill that we have. So there are a lot of policies. We've planted like 2,000 trees only this year. We've built 3 new parks, and the whole concept is to do as many of these small measures as we can in order to reduce the energy bill and actually have a cleaner air. We've just put 6 air quality measures around the city so that people can see in real time where they live. Hopefully that we raise awareness about the quality of air that they're breathing, because I think most of the people, and not just in Pristina, but in the Balkans in general, do not know about the air that they breathe. If we give them more information, I think everybody would be happier to support policies like this and act on these policies.
On the transportation side, what can and what should you be doing as a mayor of a city of your size?
We've just finished. We agreed on a loan with EBRD. We're buying 51 new buses, which is Euro 6 standards. We cannot do compressed gas because we don't have the support for it. But if we do Euro 6 standards, that is the latest standard on emissions from buses. And hopefully we can do that also with the private sector buses, that we give them some time that they need to change. And we're just adopting a new taxi regulation that will require taxi drivers also to invest in cars, so supported by the municipal government, so that we reduce the emissions that we have by cars. But at the same time, we have to promote walking and cycling, and this is not just done by saying walk more, but we have to provide incentives.
Yeah.
It's like, why should people walk?
Right.
You know, London had this great idea of putting signs across the city saying, instead of taking the car, why don't you walk 8 minutes and up to this place where you can see? And for cycling, it's the same. It's very dangerous now to cycle in Pristina, but we should build cycling paths so that it makes it easier for people to use cycling, walking instead of cars and buses and all these technologies. So there is a responsibility for all of us mayors to do this. We should be helping each other. There are cities in the Balkans that have buses that are 25 years old. There are European cities that have buses that are 10 years old, and they are changing. Maybe we should, you know, transfer some of these buses to these cities so that we move slowly to newer technologies and actually cleaner lives.
Excellent. Listen, I'm told we're out of time, but it's been a pleasure to meet you, and thanks for joining us today.
It's a pleasure, and thank you very much.
Mayor Ahmeti, thank you very much.
You very much.
Take care.
Thank you.
And I'm Ethan Zindler with Bloomberg New Energy Finance. Thanks for joining us.